Welcome to Mind Fuel Audio, where we explore transformative ideas that shape your life. In today's episode, we dive into Stephen Covey's timeless classic, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. This book offers powerful principles to help you unlock your potential and achieve lasting success. As we break down each habit, we'll focus on how you can take charge of your life, foster meaningful relationships, and consistently grow in every area of your existence. Whether you're striving to improve personal productivity, build stronger connections, or live with purpose, these habits will fuel your journey toward greatness. Stay tuned as we explore Covey's framework for a more balanced, effective life, one habit at a time. Be proactive. 1. Understanding proactivity. Definition: being proactive means taking control of your actions, choices, and behaviors rather than simply reacting to external events. Proactive people recognize that they have the power to choose how they respond to situations, even when faced with adversity. Proactive versus reactive: Covey contrasts proactive people with reactive ones. Reactive people are driven by their circumstances, emotions, or environment. They tend to blame external factors for their problems and react impulsively. In contrast, proactive people focus on their circle of influence, the areas where they can make a difference, and consciously work toward making positive changes. 2. The power of choice. Core principle: the essence of proactivity lies in realizing that you always have a choice. You can choose your responses, no matter what external events occur. This mindset shift is key to taking responsibility for your life. The freedom to choose: Covey emphasizes that our greatest power lies in our ability to choose our attitudes and responses. In any situation, we can choose to be angry, apathetic, or calm and constructive. The proactive mindset empowers individuals to take charge, rather than relinquish control to others or circumstances. 3. Language and proactivity. The role of language: one of the distinguishing factors between proactive and reactive people is their language. Proactive individuals use language that reflects ownership of their actions. They say things like, "I can," "I will," or "I choose." In contrast, reactive people often use language that externalizes blame, saying things like, "I can't," "I have to," or "if only." Shifting your language: to develop proactivity, Covey suggests a shift in the way you speak to yourself and others. By using proactive language, you reinforce your sense of personal responsibility and start taking control of your actions, no matter what external circumstances arise. 4. The circle of concern versus the circle of influence. Circle of concern: this represents the things in life that concern you but are outside of your control. Examples include the weather, the economy, or other people's opinions. While you may feel concerned about these issues, you cannot directly change them. Circle of influence: in contrast, the circle of influence encompasses the areas where you have control. These are things that you can influence through your actions, choices, and behaviors, such as your attitude, how you treat others, and the decisions you make. Focusing on influence: proactive people focus their time and energy on expanding their circle of influence, actively working to improve what they can control. Reactive people, however, spend much of their time worrying about things in their circle of concern, which drains their energy and reduces their effectiveness. 5. The importance of taking responsibility. Taking responsibility for your actions: one of the key tenets of proactivity is accepting full responsibility for your life. This means recognizing that your actions and responses are within your control, regardless of external circumstances. Victim mentality: reactive individuals tend to adopt a victim mentality, where they blame their problems on others, external circumstances, or even fate. They feel powerless and often don't take the necessary steps to improve their situation. Accountability: proactive individuals take full accountability for their choices and behaviors, acknowledging that they are the primary architects of their own destiny. This mindset encourages personal growth and fosters a greater sense of empowerment. 6. The habit of proactivity in action. Self-awareness: proactivity begins with self-awareness. By recognizing your own patterns of reaction, you can start to make intentional changes. Proactive people continuously evaluate their actions, thoughts, and feelings to ensure they are in alignment with their values and goals. Goal setting. Proactive people set clear goals and take action toward achieving them. They don't wait for circumstances to align before they begin, they start taking the necessary steps, even in uncertain conditions. Time management. A proactive individual takes control of their time. They prioritize their most important tasks, plan their schedules, and consistently act on their priorities, rather than allowing distractions or external events to dictate their day. 7. Overcoming external factors. Reacting to challenges. While we cannot control external factors, we can control how we react to them. Proactive individuals develop the ability to rise above challenges, adapt to changing circumstances, and maintain a positive attitude. Managing stress. Proactive people also tend to manage stress better because they focus on what they can control. They take action to reduce stress by maintaining a healthy balance in life and addressing issues head-on rather than letting them fester. Embracing change. Change is inevitable, but proactive people don't fear it. They anticipate change, prepare for it, and adapt with a sense of purpose and direction. 8. Developing proactivity in relationships. Proactive communication. In relationships, proactive people communicate openly and assertively. They take the initiative to understand others' perspectives, express their own needs clearly, and resolve conflicts constructively. Taking responsibility in relationships. In relationships, taking responsibility means not blaming others for your feelings or reactions. If conflicts arise, proactive individuals focus on finding solutions rather than casting blame. 9. The ripple effect of proactivity. Influence on others. Proactive behavior has a ripple effect. When one person takes responsibility and acts proactively, it encourages others to do the same. By modeling proactive behaviors, you can inspire and motivate those around you, creating a more positive and empowered environment. Building positive habits. Proactivity is a habit that can be cultivated over time. The more you practice taking control of your actions, choices, and reactions, the more ingrained this habit becomes. Over time, this consistent approach leads to greater personal and professional success. 10. Proactivity and leadership. Effective leadership. Leaders who are proactive are more likely to inspire and motivate their teams. They take the initiative to address challenges, make decisions, and guide others with confidence and vision. Leadership through example. Proactive leaders lead by example, demonstrating how to take responsibility, make tough decisions, and maintain focus on the long-term vision. Their proactive approach creates a culture of responsibility and action within their teams. Begin with the end in mind. 1. The power of vision. Defining the end. The central principle of this habit is to begin any endeavor by clarifying your ultimate goal or vision. Begin with the end in mind is about defining what you want in life and aligning your actions and decisions to that purpose. It's about ensuring that your life is a reflection of your values, not a series of random or reactive events. Living with intention. Covey emphasizes that many people live their lives as if they are in default mode, reacting to external pressures and circumstances rather than making deliberate, purposeful choices. By beginning with the end in mind, you set a course for your life that is intentional and aligned with your long-term goals. 2. The role of personal leadership. Personal vision. Personal leadership is the ability to manage yourself and set your own direction. Covey highlights that in order to lead others effectively, you must first be able to lead yourself. This involves having a clear vision of what you want to achieve in life and working backward from that vision to create a roadmap. Self-discipline. Living with the end in mind requires a high level of self-discipline. You need to consistently make choices that move you toward your long-term goals, even when faced with distractions or immediate temptations. 3. The importance of a personal mission statement. Creating your own mission. Covey advocates for the creation of a personal mission statement, a clear, written statement of your life's purpose and values. This document serves as a guide for your decisions and actions, ensuring that your choices are aligned with your core beliefs and long-term aspirations. Core values. A mission statement should reflect your deepest values, those guiding principles that define who you are and what you stand for. It answers questions like, what kind of person do I want to be? What do I want my legacy to be? Consistency. Once you have a personal mission statement, you can use it to guide all aspects of your life, from your career decisions to your relationships and personal growth. It serves as a measure of consistency, helping you stay true to your values even in challenging situations. 4. Visualizing your ideal life. Mental imaging. Covey suggests using the power of visualization to imagine your ideal life. This technique involves mentally rehearsing the future you want to create, seeing yourself achieving your goals, and experiencing the feelings of success. Visualization helps clarify your priorities and keeps you motivated to take consistent action. Long-term focus. Starting with the end in mind means keeping the long-term view in focus. It's easy to get caught up in the busyness of day-to-day life, but having a long-term vision prevents you from losing sight of your ultimate goals. It's the difference between living reactively and living purposefully. 5. Defining life goals and priorities. Setting goals with purpose. Covey emphasizes the importance of setting clear, purposeful goals that align with your end vision. These goals should be specific, measurable, and time-bound, but more importantly, they should reflect your personal values and the life you want to create. Prioritizing. When you know where you want to end up, it becomes easier to prioritize what really matters. You can let go of activities, people, and commitments that don't contribute to your ultimate vision, allowing you to focus your time and energy on what will bring you closer to your goals. Time management. Effective time management is an essential skill in the habit of beginning with the end in mind. Covey's time management matrix, a tool introduced in this habit, encourages you to spend more time in quadrant 2, important but not urgent activities, and less time reacting to urgent but less important matters, quadrant I and 3. 6. The power of the legacy. Living a legacy. Covey challenges readers to think about their legacy, the impact they want to have on others and the world. By beginning with the end in mind, you consciously build a legacy by aligning your daily actions with the kind of person you wish to be remembered as. Legacy of influence. A strong, positive legacy comes from living with integrity, kindness, and commitment to a higher purpose. It's about creating relationships, contributions, and achievements that reflect your true values, leaving a lasting impression on those around you. 7. Creating a family vision. Building a vision together. Just as individuals create a vision for their personal lives, Covey recommends that families create a collective vision. This family mission statement should reflect shared values, long-term goals, and how the family unit supports each member's individual aspirations. This approach fosters unity and purpose within the family. Family goals. The family vision statement can also guide decisions related to finances, education, health, and time management. Families who begin with the end in mind are better equipped to work together toward shared goals and support each other's personal and collective growth. 8. The role of discipline and habit in achieving goals. The discipline of consistency. Reaching your end goals requires consistent effort. Covey stresses that success is the result of habitually making decisions that align with your long-term vision. It's the small, everyday choices that add up over time to create big results. Habit development. The second habit, begin with the end in mind, naturally ties into the development of other positive habits. For example, habits like planning ahead, exercising, or continuing education become much easier when they are tied to a long-term vision. When you see how these habits align with your end goals, you become more motivated to cultivate them. 9. Overcoming obstacles and staying focused. Dealing with challenges. No vision is without its obstacles. The journey to your ultimate goals will inevitably include setbacks, obstacles, and distractions. However, those with a clear sense of purpose can persevere. Covey explains that when you know why you're pursuing something, the obstacles become easier to overcome. Staying on course. even when faced with challenges, maintaining focus on your ultimate goals will help you find solutions. Covey advocates for regularly reviewing your mission statement and adjusting your course as necessary, but always ensuring your actions are aligned with your end goal. 10. The intersection of personal and professional vision. Work-life integration. A crucial element of this habit is integrating your personal vision with your professional vision. Covey encourages readers to develop a holistic view of their life goals, where their career is a means to achieve personal fulfillment and contribute to their overall vision, not an end in itself. Professional goals. For those in their careers, beginning with the end in mind means setting career goals that align with your broader life vision. This could involve pursuing meaningful work, leading with integrity, or making contributions that reflect your values. 11. The importance of alignment. Aligning actions with values. As you move forward with your vision, it's essential to ensure that your actions align with your core values. This requires regularly reflecting on whether your day-to-day decisions are contributing to your greater life vision. If they are not, it's important to course-correct. Sustaining motivation. The alignment of actions and values is the foundation of sustained motivation. When you're clear about your why, the deeper reasons behind your goals, staying motivated becomes easier, even when you encounter challenges or temporary setbacks. 12. The habit of continuous renewal. Ongoing reflection, beginning with the end in mind, is not a one-time activity. Covey suggests that this habit is an ongoing process that requires periodic reflection. By continuously assessing your progress toward your goals and evaluating your mission statement, you ensure that your vision stays relevant and aligned with your evolving values. Adapting to change. Life is dynamic, and your vision may evolve as you grow. Covey encourages readers to embrace change and adjust their plans accordingly, ensuring that their actions are always in harmony with their current values and long-term goals. Put first things first. 1. The essence of putting first things first. Time management versus life management. Covey distinguishes between time management and life management. While time management is about managing the hours in your day, life management is about managing your priorities. The third habit is about aligning your time with your most important values and long-term goals. Covey asserts that true effectiveness comes not from merely managing time, but from managing your life and actions in accordance with what matters most. Focus on what's most important. Putting first things first means prioritizing what truly matters and setting aside distractions that do not contribute to your most meaningful goals. It's about being intentional with your time, ensuring that your activities reflect your vision and values rather than reacting to external pressures. 2. The time management matrix. Quadrant I, urgent and important. These tasks are both urgent and important, such as crises or pressing problems. These are typically the activities that demand your immediate attention. While they often feel urgent, Covey notes that consistently spending too much time in this quadrant can lead to burnout and stress. Quadrant II, not urgent but important. Covey argues that this quadrant is where effective people spend most of their time. These activities contribute to long-term goals and personal growth. They include things like planning, building relationships, exercise, and learning new skills. It's the focus on Quadrant 2 that leads to lasting success, personal development, and peace of mind. Quadrant 3, urgent but not important. These tasks are urgent but not particularly important in terms of your long-term goals. These include phone calls, emails, or meetings that might seem urgent but do not significantly contribute to your vision. Spending too much time here can lead to distractions and a sense of time being wasted. Quadrant 4, not urgent and not important. These are time-wasting activities, such as excessive television watching, social media scrolling, or other forms of procrastination. While these activities might offer temporary relief, they do little to support your personal or professional growth. 3. Prioritization and discipline. The power of saying no. One of the key strategies for putting first things first is learning to say no to less important demands on your time. Covey stresses that the ability to prioritize and protect your time is essential for long-term success. Saying no allows you to create space for more important activities, ensuring that you're not overwhelmed by distractions. Disciplined focus. Effective people exercise discipline in focusing on what matters most. Covey acknowledges that this requires both self-control and self-awareness. By staying disciplined in your approach to time management, you ensure that your energy and attention are directed toward your highest priorities. 4. Weekly and daily planning. Weekly planning. Covey recommends creating a weekly plan, as this provides a broader perspective on how your tasks align with your long-term goals. The key is to identify the most important tasks for the week, those that will contribute the most to your personal and professional growth. This step allows you to look ahead and make sure that your time is invested in what truly matters. Daily planning. After the weekly plan, daily planning helps break down the weekly priorities into actionable tasks. Covey advises beginning each day with a clear focus on what needs to be done, ensuring that you are always working on what matters most. This daily approach prevents distractions and ensures that you remain focused on long-term goals. 5. The importance of habit 2, begin with the end in mind. The connection between habits, habit 3, put first things first, is directly connected to habit 2, begin with the end in mind. Without a clear vision of your end goals, it becomes difficult to determine what should be prioritized in your daily life. Habit 2 provides the framework for defining what's important, while Habit 3 focuses on organizing your actions around those priorities. Aligning actions with goals. In order to put first things first, you need to make sure that your daily actions align with your long-term vision. This requires regular review and reflection, ensuring that you aren't simply reacting to urgent tasks but are proactively engaging in activities that bring you closer to your desired outcomes. 6. Overcoming distractions. Managing distractions. One of the biggest challenges to putting first things first is the constant presence of distractions. These could be external, emails, phone calls, meetings, or internal, thoughts, doubts, procrastination. Covey advocates for techniques to manage these distractions, such as setting clear boundaries, creating specific times for focused work, and developing habits that minimize interruptions. Technology and social media. Modern distractions, such as social media and technology, often lead us away from our most important tasks. Covey recommends being intentional with technology use, setting limits and guidelines for when and how technology is used, rather than letting it dictate your schedule. 7. Delegation and empowerment. Delegating tasks. Effective time management involves not only prioritizing but also delegating tasks. Covey explains that delegation is an essential skill for managing your life effectively. By empowering others to take on tasks that are less critical to your own long-term goals, you free yourself to focus on the things that truly matter. Effective delegation. Successful delegation involves clear communication and trust. Covey suggests that, when delegating, you should ensure that the person you're delegating to understands the purpose of the task and has the necessary resources to accomplish it. Trusting others to handle these tasks allows you to focus on more strategic goals. 8. The role of health and wellness. Self-care and personal well-being. Putting first things first involves recognizing the importance of personal health and wellness. Covey highlights the need to prioritize physical, mental, and emotional well-being to maintain long-term productivity and happiness. Without a healthy foundation, it becomes difficult to focus on more important activities. Energy management. Managing your energy is just as important as managing your time. Covey discusses strategies for boosting energy, such as regular exercise, healthy eating, and sufficient rest. These practices ensure that you remain physically and mentally capable of performing at your best. 9. Overcoming procrastination. The procrastination trap. Procrastination is a natural tendency that often arises when tasks seem overwhelming or unpleasant. Covey explains that one of the key reasons for procrastination is a lack of clear priorities. Without a sense of urgency or purpose, it's easy to put off important tasks. By focusing on quadrant 2 activities, important but not urgent, you can reduce procrastination and stay on track toward your goals. Time blocks and focus. Covey suggests using time blocks, set periods of time dedicated solely to a specific task. This focused approach helps prevent procrastination by making it easier to engage with tasks without distractions or delays. 10. The synergy between Quadrant 2 and personal growth. Investing in personal development. One of the key areas in Quadrant 2 is personal growth. Covey explains that the most effective people invest time and energy in their development, whether it's through reading, learning, or developing new skills. These activities may not feel urgent, but they are incredibly important for long-term success. Building strong relationships. Covey emphasizes that investing in relationships is another key Quadrant 2 activity. Building strong, meaningful relationships requires time and effort, but it pays off immensely in both personal fulfillment and professional effectiveness. 11. Maintaining balance and avoiding burnout. Work-life balance. The third habit is also about maintaining balance. Covey stresses that effective people do not allow work to consume their lives. They prioritize their relationships, health, and personal growth to maintain a sense of balance and avoid burnout. Periodic renewal. In addition to managing daily tasks, Covey suggests periodically evaluating your priorities and making adjustments as needed. This practice of renewal ensures that you're consistently focused on what matters most and that your priorities remain aligned with your long-term goals. Think win-win. 1. The foundation of win-win thinking. The concept of win-win, think win-win, is the mindset of seeking mutually beneficial outcomes in all interactions. Covey argues that, rather than viewing situations as competitive or zero-sum, where one person's gain is another person's loss, we should aim for solutions where all parties benefit. Win-win thinking is rooted in an abundance mentality, the belief that there is enough for everyone, and that cooperation leads to better outcomes than competition. Shifting from win-lose to win-win, most people are conditioned to think in terms of scarcity or competition. A win-lose mindset, for example, is often seen in environments where success is measured by someone else's failure. Win-win, on the other hand, seeks collaboration and mutual success, recognizing that both parties can thrive without diminishing the other's success. 2. The abundance mentality. Scarcity versus abundance. Covey introduces the concept of the abundance mentality as the key to achieving win-win outcomes. In a scarcity mindset, people believe there is limited success, resources, or opportunity, leading them to protect their turf and compete with others. In contrast, the abundance mentality believes that there are plenty of resources, opportunities, and success for everyone, and that cooperation leads to a greater sharing of those resources. The shift to abundance. To adopt a win-win mindset, you must shift from a scarcity mentality, where you believe success is limited, to an abundance mindset, where you believe that there is enough for everyone. This shift encourages openness, collaboration, and a sense of community, rather than self-interest or protectionism. 3. Win-win as a principle of integrity. Integrity in maturity. Covey emphasizes that win-win requires integrity, which means staying true to one's principles, values, and promises. Integrity is essential because, without it, there can be no trust in the relationship. It also requires maturity, or the ability to balance courage and consideration. Courage means standing up for your beliefs and what you need, while consideration involves respecting the needs and desires of others. Both qualities are necessary to achieve win-win agreements. Trust in relationships. The foundation of win-win thinking is trust, which is built on the integrity of all parties involved. When people trust each other, they are more likely to collaborate and share openly, creating an environment where all can thrive. 4. The win-win framework. Covey outlines 4 essential elements of a win-win framework. Mutual benefit. Both sides should benefit from the outcome. In win-win, the goal is not to find a compromise where both parties lose something, but rather to create a solution that benefits all involved. Relationships. In win-win, relationships are built on trust and mutual respect. When both parties believe that the outcome will benefit them, they are more likely to continue working together and build a long-term, positive relationship. Balance of courage and consideration. As mentioned earlier, win-win requires both courage, to advocate for what you need and value, and consideration, to understand and respect the needs of others. This balance ensures that both sides feel heard and valued. Creative cooperation. A key component of win-win is creativity. Covey stresses the importance of brainstorming together to come up with solutions that satisfy both parties' needs, rather than relying on conventional methods or standard solutions. Creative cooperation allows for more innovative and mutually beneficial results. 5. The win-win character. Covey highlights the importance of character in building win-win relationships. Character involves 3 core components. Integrity, adhering to moral and ethical principles. Maturity, balancing courage and consideration, as discussed earlier. Abundance mentality. Believing there is enough for everyone and fostering cooperation over competition. These traits are foundational to achieving and maintaining win-win relationships. 6. Win-win agreements. The role of agreements. One way to formalize win-win relationships is through clear agreements. Covey suggests that win-win agreements should outline the expectations, commitments, and responsibilities of both parties, ensuring that each person understands their role in the relationship. These agreements help maintain trust and clarity, and they provide a framework for resolving conflicts if they arise. Elements of a win-win agreement. A win-win agreement should include the following elements. Desired results, what both parties want to achieve from the agreement. Guidelines, the parameters for how both sides will approach the agreement. Resources, what resources are needed to fulfill the agreement. Accountability, how each party will be held accountable for fulfilling their part of the agreement. Consequences, what happens if the agreement is not fulfilled or if the relationship faces challenges. 7. Overcoming obstacles to win-win thinking. Overcoming a win-lose culture. Many organizations and societies operate on a win-lose culture, where people are taught to win at the expense of others. Covey emphasizes the importance of challenging this mentality and promoting a culture of win-win. This might involve changing attitudes, overcoming fear of failure, and fostering cooperation rather than competition. Difficult conversations. Covey acknowledges that achieving win-win solutions can sometimes be difficult, especially when people feel strongly about their positions. He suggests that people can overcome these challenges by focusing on the common good and being creative in finding solutions that meet the needs of all involved. Dealing with manipulative behavior. In situations where others are not interested in win-win outcomes, Covey advises standing firm in your principles, focusing on what you can control, and working to maintain your integrity. In some cases, you may need to walk away from a situation that does not allow for mutual benefit. 8. Applying win-win in personal life. In family relationships, win-win thinking is not just for the workplace but can also be applied to personal relationships. Covey encourages families to practice win-win thinking by considering each member's needs and working together to achieve mutually beneficial solutions. This approach helps build stronger, more harmonious family relationships. In friendships and partnerships. In friendships, win-win thinking fosters trust and cooperation. By being considerate of each other's needs and striving for mutual benefit, people can build stronger and more fulfilling relationships. 9. Win-win in the workplace. Building a win-win organizational culture. Covey stresses that organizations can foster a win-win culture by aligning the values and behaviors of employees with the principles of mutual benefit. When employees feel valued and know that their success contributes to the success of others, they are more motivated to collaborate and work toward shared goals. Negotiation and conflict resolution. In the workplace, win-win thinking is especially useful in negotiations and conflict resolution. Instead of seeing conflicts as a battle to win, employees and managers can approach them as opportunities for creative problem-solving, where both parties work together to find solutions that benefit everyone involved. 10. Creating win-win relationships through communication. Effective communication. Communication is key to achieving win-win outcomes. Covey advocates for open, honest, and empathetic communication. Active listening, understanding the perspectives of others, and expressing your own thoughts clearly are all essential for finding mutually beneficial solutions. Empathy and understanding, win-win thinking involves being empathetic, understanding the feelings, needs, and viewpoints of others. By seeking to understand before being understood, you create an atmosphere of mutual respect, which is essential for building trust and cooperation. 11. The long-term perspective of win-win. Sustainability, win-win thinking promotes long-term relationships and sustainability. By working towards solutions that benefit everyone, rather than short-term victories, people and organizations can build lasting relationships based on trust, respect, and mutual benefit. Legacy and reputation. Covey points out that win-win thinking is also about leaving a legacy of integrity and cooperation. A win-win approach to life, business, and relationships helps you build a reputation as someone who values collaboration, trust, and shared success. Seek first to understand, then to be understood. 1. The importance of listening. The power of empathetic listening. Covey emphasizes that seeking first to understand is not just about hearing the words of others, but truly understanding their thoughts, feelings, and perspectives. It involves active, empathetic listening, where you make a conscious effort to understand the person you're communicating with before formulating your own response. The role of listening in effective communication. Effective communication is the cornerstone of strong relationships, whether personal or professional. Covey asserts that most people fail to truly listen. They might hear the words, but they're often too focused on what they want to say next or on their own perspectives. Empathetic listening ensures that the other person feels heard, respected, and understood, which builds trust and strengthens relationships. 2. The barriers to effective listening. The common pitfalls. Covey describes several barriers that prevent people from listening effectively, including reacting instead of responding. People often listen with the intention of responding or defending their point of view, rather than truly listening to understand. Autobiographical listening. This occurs when you listen to someone's story and immediately relate it to your own experiences, instead of focusing on the other person's perspective. Judging. When people listen, they tend to evaluate or judge the speaker, often prematurely, without fully understanding their viewpoint. Advising too quickly. A tendency to offer solutions or advice without first understanding the problem or the emotions behind the situation. The need for empathy. Empathetic listening goes beyond hearing words. It requires understanding the emotions, needs, and underlying feelings of the speaker. Covey highlights that empathy is the key to overcoming these barriers and establishing a connection with others. 3. The habit of empathetic listening. Empathetic listening versus sympathetic listening. Covey makes a clear distinction between empathetic listening, listening to understand, and sympathetic listening, feeling pity or sorrow for someone. The latter, while well-meaning, doesn't contribute to true understanding or problem-solving. Empathetic listening involves putting yourself in the other person's shoes without judgment, offering a space for them to express themselves fully. The listening process. Covey introduces a structured approach to empathetic listening, where the listener first focuses entirely on understanding the speaker. This includes active listening, maintaining eye contact, nodding, and other nonverbal cues that show you're engaged in the conversation. Reflective listening, paraphrasing or summarizing the speaker's message to ensure that you've understood correctly. Clarifying, asking questions that help you gain a deeper understanding of what's being said. The core of listening. Covey asserts that people often just want to be understood and validated. Listening, then, is a powerful tool for building rapport, solving problems, and establishing trust. It creates a sense of connection that leads to more effective interactions. 4. The role of the self in listening. The influence of the self on listening. Covey explains that our own biases, opinions, and experiences often distort the way we listen. We filter everything through our own worldview, which can affect our ability to understand others. To practice this habit, we must be aware of our own preconceptions and make a conscious effort to listen without judgment or assumption. The challenge of letting go, listening empathetically requires letting go of our own thoughts and judgments. We must resist the urge to interrupt, offer solutions, or finish the speaker's sentences. This can be especially challenging when we feel that we have the answer or when we are emotionally invested in the conversation. However, Covey stresses that this pause between hearing and responding is where true understanding happens. 5. The power of asking questions. Clarification through questions. In seeking to understand others, asking questions plays a critical role. Covey suggests using open-ended questions to allow the other person to express themselves more fully. This encourages deeper conversation and provides the opportunity for more meaningful insights. The types of questions. There are different types of questions you can ask to facilitate understanding. Clarifying questions, used to ensure that you've accurately understood what the speaker means. Probing questions, used to dig deeper into the issue at hand and uncover more information. Reflective questions, questions that reflect back the feelings or thoughts the speaker has expressed to show that you are actively listening and engaged. 6. Moving from understanding to being understood. The art of speaking with clarity. Once you've fully understood the other person, Covey suggests moving into the phase of being understood. This involves expressing your own thoughts and feelings in a way that respects the other person's perspective. Covey introduces the concept of diagnosing before you prescribe. This means fully understanding the problem or situation before offering your own solutions or opinions. The key to being understood. To communicate effectively, you need to express your thoughts in a way that the other person can understand. This involves framing your message in terms of their worldview, values, and experiences. If you communicate your thoughts based on your own frame of reference, you risk being misunderstood. Finding common ground. Covey emphasizes that when both parties focus on understanding each other, a common ground naturally emerges. This shared understanding provides a foundation for mutual respect and effective collaboration. When speaking, you should also consider how the other person might be receiving your message, ensuring that you're clear, respectful, and empathetic. 7. The psychological principles behind listening and speaking. The psychological needs of people. Covey highlights the deep-seated psychological need we all have to feel understood and validated. Listening with empathy addresses this need, while speaking with clarity ensures that your perspective is also heard and respected. This two-way process fosters trust, cooperation, and deeper interpersonal connections. The role of validation. People often need to feel heard before they can hear others. If a person feels that they are being judged or dismissed, they are less likely to listen to your perspective. Validation involves acknowledging the other person's emotions and feelings before moving on to the solution or your own point of view. 8. Applying the habit in different contexts. In family relationships, empathetic listening is crucial in family dynamics, where emotions are often high, and misunderstandings can easily occur. Covey suggests using active listening in family conversations to ensure that all members feel heard, respected, and understood. This is especially important in conflict resolution, where understanding the other person's perspective can help in finding a solution that satisfies everyone. In the workplace, in a professional environment, Covey recommends using this habit to improve teamwork, leadership, and problem-solving. Leaders should strive to understand the concerns, needs, and aspirations of their team members before giving feedback or making decisions. This approach fosters collaboration, trust, and more effective communication. In negotiations and conflict resolution, the principle of seeking first to understand before being understood is vital in negotiations and conflict resolution. Covey explains that listening to understand the other party's needs and concerns allows you to address their issues thoughtfully. This leads to more creative solutions and stronger agreements that benefit both sides. 9. The long-term benefits of empathetic listening. Building trust and respect. Covey stresses that practicing empathetic listening consistently builds trust over time. People begin to feel safe expressing their true thoughts and emotions, knowing they will be understood. This trust strengthens relationships and fosters collaboration. Deepening relationships. as you practice understanding others before being understood, you deepen your relationships. The bond created through empathetic listening creates stronger personal and professional connections. People who feel understood are more likely to reciprocate with understanding in return. Enhancing leadership and influence. Leaders who seek first to understand are able to influence others in a positive way. By demonstrating that they genuinely care about the needs and concerns of their team, they establish credibility and loyalty. This influence is rooted in trust, not authority or manipulation. 10. Overcoming challenges in listening. Overcoming the ego. One of the greatest obstacles to empathetic listening is the ego. People often want to be right, to have their opinions heard, or to push their own agenda. Covey suggests practicing humility and self-awareness to overcome this barrier. By focusing on understanding the other person, you can let go of the need to be right, which opens the door for better communication. Cultural differences. Different cultures have different communication styles, which can sometimes lead to misunderstandings. Covey highlights the importance of being open to these differences and striving to understand the unique perspectives people from different backgrounds bring to the table. Synergize. 1. Understanding synergy. The meaning of synergy. Covey defines synergy as the interaction of multiple elements that produce an outcome greater than the sum of their individual effects. In essence, synergy is the principle that the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. When people work together cooperatively, they can achieve results that would be impossible to reach alone. Covey emphasizes that synergy isn't just about teamwork, it's about combining individual strengths, perspectives, and creativity to create extraordinary results. The synergy paradigm. Covey introduces a paradigm shift from traditional ways of working and solving problems. Instead of adopting a win-lose mindset, where one party's gain is another's loss, or a win-win mindset, where both parties benefit equally, synergy involves creative cooperation. The goal is not merely to collaborate, but to unlock new possibilities by embracing differences and leveraging diverse talents and perspectives. The power of differences. Synergy relies heavily on the value of differences. Covey suggests that rather than seeing differences as obstacles or conflicts to be managed, effective leaders and teams should embrace them as opportunities for growth, innovation, and creative solutions. By combining diverse viewpoints, people can uncover new ways of approaching problems and generate more effective outcomes than they could have independently. 2. The importance of a win-win foundation for synergy. Synergy and win-win. The concept of synergy is deeply connected to the idea of win-win from Habit 4. In a win-win scenario, people work together to create mutually beneficial outcomes. For synergy to work effectively, individuals must already have a win-win mindset. They need to approach relationships and collaborations with a sense of trust, respect, and the belief that everyone's contribution is valuable. Building trust for synergy. To create the environment necessary for synergy, Covey highlights the importance of trust and mutual respect. People must feel comfortable expressing their ideas and challenging each other's assumptions. Trust is the foundation that allows teams to share openly, brainstorm creatively, and explore solutions that they might not have thought of individually. 3. The 3 keys to synergy. Covey identifies 3 core principles that are essential for creating synergy. Valuing differences, emphasizing that differences in perspective, experience, and skills lead to richer, more diverse solutions. Covey encourages individuals and teams to move beyond tolerance of differences and instead value them as essential components of the creative process. Celebrating differences. Building on the idea of valuing differences, Covey stresses the importance of celebrating those differences. In many workplaces or social contexts, there is a tendency to downplay or ignore differences, but synergy requires a more positive and active approach to integrating diverse viewpoints, backgrounds, and experiences. The creative process. Synergy thrives in environments where individuals are encouraged to think creatively, not merely collaboratively. Covey emphasizes the importance of fostering an atmosphere of brainstorming, where ideas can flow freely, and individuals feel empowered to contribute without fear of judgment or rejection. 4. The synergy process. Synergizing in action. The process of creating synergy involves bringing people together with different perspectives, interests, and expertise to work toward a common goal. This is not simply a matter of division of labor, it's about collaboration that generates new ideas, new solutions, and often, entirely new ways of approaching challenges. Examples of synergy. Covey provides several examples of synergy in action, both in teams and organizations. For instance, in product development, combining the ideas of engineers, marketers, and designers can lead to a more innovative and successful product. By working together and leveraging each other's expertise, these individuals can create something greater than what any one person could have conceived independently. 5. The synergy of the fourth and fifth habits. Synergy and effective communication. Covey ties habit 6 to habits 4, think win-win, and 5, seek first to understand, then to be understood. To create synergy, people must be able to communicate effectively and understand each other's perspectives. Habit 5, empathy and active listening, ensures that the parties involved in the collaboration are truly hearing each other, while habit 4, win-win, encourages them to focus on mutual benefit, creating an environment where synergy can flourish. The role of a leader in synergy. For synergy to work, effective leadership is crucial. Leaders should not simply manage people or coordinate tasks, they should be facilitators of the creative process, helping individuals bring their best ideas forward, guiding the team toward common goals, and fostering an atmosphere of mutual respect and collaboration. 6. The importance of high emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence in synergy. Emotional intelligence, EQ, plays a significant role in synergistic relationships. Covey explains that people who have a high EQ are more likely to create synergy because they are better at understanding and managing their own emotions as well as empathizing with others. They can communicate openly and constructively, facilitating collaboration and problem solving. The synergistic role of trust. Trust is one of the cornerstones of synergy. When people trust each other, they are more likely to open up, share ideas, and explore new possibilities. In teams where trust exists, conflicts are seen as opportunities for growth and innovation rather than threats to individual status or control. 7. Synergy and problem solving. Problem solving through synergy. One of the most powerful applications of synergy is in problem solving. Covey argues that when people with diverse perspectives and experiences come together to solve a problem, they are able to generate far more creative and effective solutions than when they work alone or in a homogeneous group. Case studies of synergistic problem solving. Covey presents various case studies where companies or teams applied synergy in solving complex problems. For instance, in research and development, team members from different backgrounds, engineering, marketing, design, can collaborate to create innovative solutions that cater to both technical requirements and market needs, ultimately leading to more successful outcomes. 8. Creating synergy in teams. Building synergistic teams. To create synergy in teams, Covey suggests that leaders must focus on developing a team culture of openness, creativity, and respect for differences. Teams should actively seek out diverse perspectives and encourage all members to contribute to brainstorming and problem-solving processes. The role of shared vision. For synergy to be effective in teams, there must be a shared vision and a common goal. While differences are encouraged and valued, the team must be aligned on the ultimate purpose or outcome they are striving to achieve. This shared vision helps to maintain focus and ensures that the team remains united despite its differences. 9. Overcoming challenges to synergy. Conflict resolution in synergistic teams. Covey acknowledges that even in teams where synergy is the goal, conflict is inevitable. However, conflict does not necessarily prevent synergy, it can actually stimulate creativity and innovation. What is crucial is how the conflict is handled. Teams that embrace open, honest discussion and focus on collaborative problem solving are better able to leverage their differences and create positive outcomes. Resistance to synergy. Covey discusses the challenges teams may face in creating synergy, particularly when individuals or groups are resistant to change, threatened by differing viewpoints, or too attached to their own ideas. Overcoming these barriers requires strong leadership, a commitment to open-mindedness, and the ability to navigate conflict productively. 10. Synergy in the larger context. Synergy in organizations. Covey suggests that synergy can extend beyond small teams and apply to entire organizations. Large organizations that foster a culture of synergy, where diverse departments, units, and individuals collaborate creatively, can outperform organizations that rely on siloed thinking and isolated work. Synergy in global impact. On a larger scale, Covey believes that synergy can be applied to create positive global change. By fostering cooperation, mutual respect, and collaboration across cultures and nations, it is possible to address global challenges and create solutions that benefit everyone. 11. The synergistic leader. Becoming a synergistic leader. The role of a leader in creating synergy is pivotal. Covey emphasizes that leaders should be role models for open-mindedness, creativity, and collaborative problem-solving. They should encourage an environment where differences are valued, and where teams work together toward common goals. Sharpen the saw. 1. The concept of sharpening the saw. What does sharpen the saw mean? Covey introduces the concept of sharpen the saw as a metaphor for taking time to renew and rejuvenate oneself. Just as a saw loses its effectiveness if it isn't sharpened, people need regular renewal in various aspects of their lives to maintain peak performance. Without self-care and personal growth, individuals risk burnout and stagnation. The 4 dimensions of renewal. Covey breaks down the process of sharpening the saw into 4 dimensions: physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. These 4 areas are interdependent, meaning that neglecting one can impact the others. Renewal in these dimensions helps individuals maintain balance, enhance their capabilities, and sustain long-term effectiveness. 2. Physical renewal. The importance of physical health. Covey argues that physical well-being is the foundation for all other forms of renewal. Without good health, it becomes difficult to maintain high levels of productivity, focus, and emotional well-being. Physical renewal includes activities that enhance strength, endurance, and vitality. Exercise and nutrition. Regular physical activity, a balanced diet, and sufficient sleep are crucial for maintaining a high level of energy and resilience. Covey suggests that exercise is not just about physical fitness but also mental clarity, emotional stability, and improved creativity. Rest and recovery. Just as sharpening a saw requires rest from constant use, our bodies need time to recover. Covey emphasizes the importance of sleep and leisure in sustaining long-term productivity. Resting helps the body heal, refreshes the mind, and improves emotional resilience. Examples of physical renewal. Covey encourages readers to engage in daily physical activities such as walking, running, swimming, yoga, or strength training. These activities not only improve physical health but also promote mental focus and emotional balance. 3. Mental renewal. The need for continuous learning. Mental renewal involves stimulating and expanding the mind through continuous learning. Covey emphasizes that intellectual growth and development are essential to staying effective and adaptable in a fast-changing world. Lifelong learning keeps the mind sharp and helps individuals maintain curiosity and creativity. Reading, writing, and problem-solving. Covey suggests that engaging in activities like reading, writing, solving problems, and seeking new challenges are key to keeping the mind active and engaged. Intellectual stimulation through reading allows individuals to gain new perspectives and ideas that can help them in their personal and professional lives. Critical thinking and reflection. Mental renewal also involves engaging in self-reflection and developing critical thinking skills. Covey highlights that individuals who take the time to evaluate their actions, thoughts, and decisions tend to grow and learn more from their experiences. Regular reflection helps individuals adjust and align their actions with their goals. Examples of mental renewal. Covey suggests setting aside time for reading books, taking courses, solving complex problems, and engaging in discussions that challenge existing assumptions. Activities like journaling, brainstorming, and even playing strategic games can also help stimulate mental growth. 4. Emotional renewal. Emotional health and resilience. Covey explains that emotional well-being is essential for maintaining effective relationships and coping with life's challenges. Emotional renewal involves replenishing your emotional energy, managing stress, and building emotional resilience. Without emotional renewal, individuals can become overwhelmed, disengaged, and unproductive. Building strong relationships. Positive emotional health is closely linked to the quality of one's relationships. Covey suggests investing in relationships by spending time with family, friends, and colleagues in ways that promote mutual understanding and support. Emotional renewal often requires deepening connections with others and creating a strong network of support. Self-care and stress management. Taking time for self-care, whether through activities like meditation, hobbies, or time spent in nature, can help reduce emotional burnout. Covey stresses that stress management techniques such as mindfulness, relaxation exercises, and emotional expression are key to maintaining emotional balance. Examples of emotional renewal. Covey encourages individuals to spend quality time with loved ones, practice active listening, and engage in emotionally fulfilling activities. Mindfulness practices, gratitude exercises, and seeking professional support when needed are also important for emotional well-being. 5. Spiritual renewal. The role of spiritual health. Spiritual renewal is about reconnecting with one's inner purpose, values, and beliefs. It doesn't necessarily mean religious practice but rather aligning one's actions with their deepest values. Covey explains that a strong sense of purpose and direction provides individuals with the energy and motivation to face life's challenges. Clarifying values and purpose. Spiritual renewal involves identifying and reflecting on your core values, as these values serve as a guiding compass for making decisions and pursuing meaningful goals. Covey encourages individuals to align their actions with their values, ensuring that they are living a life that feels authentic and fulfilling. Mindfulness and meditation. Spiritual renewal often includes practices that promote inner peace, mindfulness, and self-awareness. Covey encourages practices like meditation, prayer, or simply spending time in nature as ways to center oneself and reconnect with a deeper sense of purpose. Examples of spiritual renewal. Covey recommends regular practices that foster spiritual growth, such as meditation, prayer, or journaling about personal values and purpose. Participating in activities that promote connection with nature or taking time for deep self-reflection can also nurture spiritual health. 6. The power of balance. Integrating the 4 dimensions. Covey argues that the 4 dimensions of renewal, physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual, must be balanced for optimal effectiveness. Focusing too much on one area, while neglecting others, leads to burnout, stress, or stagnation. True personal effectiveness comes from maintaining harmony among these dimensions. The risk of neglect. Covey warns that when one of the 4 dimensions is neglected, the other areas are impacted. For example, neglecting physical renewal can lead to fatigue, which in turn affects mental clarity and emotional stability. Conversely, neglecting emotional or spiritual renewal can leave individuals feeling disconnected and unmotivated, making it harder to stay productive and focused. The importance of regular renewal. Just as sharpening a saw is a continuous process, renewal is not a one-time event. Covey emphasizes that self-care and renewal should be ongoing practices, integrated into daily, weekly, and monthly routines. Taking time regularly to rejuvenate is key to maintaining long-term health, effectiveness, and happiness. 7. Developing a renewal routine. Making time for renewal. Covey stresses that sharpening the saw requires intentional time and effort. In the hustle and bustle of daily life, it can be easy to forget the importance of self-care. However, individuals must prioritize renewal by setting aside time for activities that foster growth in each of the 4 dimensions. Creating a personal renewal plan. Covey encourages individuals to develop a structured approach to renewal. This might involve setting aside time each day for physical exercise, dedicating a portion of the week to reading or learning, and committing to regular time for reflection and emotional well-being. Tracking progress and adjusting, Covey advises periodically reviewing your renewal efforts to assess what's working and what's not. Regular self-assessment helps individuals stay on track with their goals and make necessary adjustments to their routine to ensure ongoing growth and effectiveness. 8. The long-term benefits of sharpening the saw. Sustained effectiveness. Covey explains that by regularly renewing oneself, individuals can maintain sustained effectiveness in all areas of their lives. Whether it's in their personal relationships, work, or overall sense of purpose, sharpening the saw enhances resilience, focus, and productivity. Preventing burnout. Regular renewal prevents burnout by helping individuals stay energized, motivated, and mentally sharp. Without renewal, even the most dedicated individuals can become overwhelmed and lose their drive. Covey highlights that sharpening the saw is a preventative measure against the exhaustion and disengagement that often come from long-term work without rest or rejuvenation. Fulfilling your potential. By engaging in ongoing personal development, individuals can fulfill their potential and live more fulfilling, meaningful lives. Covey emphasizes that renewal is about cultivating an inner strength and clarity that allow individuals to contribute positively to the world around them. In conclusion, Stephen R. Covey's The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People emphasizes the profound transformation that occurs when individuals take responsibility for their actions, align their behavior with their deepest values, and continuously renew themselves to remain effective. The habits, from being proactive to sharpening the saw, guide individuals toward personal and professional growth, enabling them to build meaningful relationships, create win-win solutions, and lead lives of greater purpose. Covey's message is clear: success is not just about achieving goals, but about becoming the best version of yourself through consistent effort, self-discipline, and care for all aspects of your life. At Mindfuel Audio, we believe that knowledge, motivation, and intellectual growth can fuel positive change in anyone's life. Just as Covey's habits empower individuals to unlock their potential, our channel aims to deliver valuable insights from books like this to help you lead a life filled with purpose, productivity, and fulfillment. By absorbing and reflecting on these powerful lessons, you can begin your own journey of transformation, improving not only your career and relationships but also enhancing your personal well-being. We are here to provide you with the tools and inspiration to make lasting change, one audiobook at a time. Keep fueling your mind, and remember, the path to personal effectiveness is always in motion.